This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal, and today is Sunday, November 25th, 2018. Happy birthday, Mary Christine, and from yesterday, happy birthday, John Benedict. The title of this rant is, Have Bonesaw Will Travel. President approves of international assassination. So we know that on October 2nd, that Mr. Khashoggi, a Saudi person who had a green card in the United States, was living in Alexandria, Virginia, was a writer for the Washington Post, went into the Saudi Arabian embassy in Ankara, Turkey, and never came out. We know that within minutes of the time that he was in there, that he was killed and that his body was dismembered immediately. We know that there were 15 Saudis who left the day before to get there from Saudi Arabia on 2 different flights. We know that one of them was a specialist in, mobile autopsy, and that they brought a bone saw. And to talk about the gruesomeness of it, so they were cutting this person's body up right after it was killed. So there was blood everywhere. There were body parts everywhere. You're cutting through flesh. You're cutting through bone. There are organs that are going all over the place. They picked it all up, and then supposedly they deposited that in some woods somewhere near there. The president has parroted the Saudi Arabian line from day one, basically not believing in it at the beginning and then believing the Saudi line, that there was some rogue elements within the Saudi Arabian. But what we know is that the CIA said that they have, with a high degree of certainty, that this came from direct authority from MBS, which is the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. And we highly suspect that this president is basically sucking up to this guy so that he'll get some business deals either during his administration or after his administration. Now, what we know the CIA knows is that when they say with a high degree of certainty, that means they have email and text messages of these 15 guys that were sent there. They know what their job was supposed to be beforehand, what their job was to be as the killing happened, as the dismemberment happened, the cleanup, the disposal of the body, all of that. We have all of that information in terms of email and text messages. And everyone that they sent to, anyone from a position of authority, from that coming down. We have a conversation of MBS with his brother, who was the ambassador to the United States, where he said that Khashoggi needed to be silenced. We have all that. So we have definitive proof that this happened. Remember, there was also audio that the Turkish embassy had, and supposedly the president refused to listen to that audio. And that we only have a little bit of what's been told about this audio, but we have a lot more audio. We have audio from the entire day. We know what went on. We have entire audio from even before then, because the Turks weren't just recording them when that happened. They've been recording them the whole time. All right? And what this president has done has basically legitimized international assassination of anyone who disagrees with any type of autocrat. For Putin, hey, if you can get your guys in the United States and get them out before we find out what happened, hey, I'm never going to come after these people. They might be stuck in Russia for the rest of their lives, but hey, you can do it. And remember, there's all kinds of exiles in the United States from all across the Middle East, a lot from Egypt. Let's just use the example of the guy in the Philippines, people here in the United States from the Philippines, Russia, of course. You know, basically, he's legitimizing international assassination. If you don't like him, come over here and kill him. Get the hell out of here. If you do it somewhere else, it's not going to affect our business dealings, especially if I like you, especially if you're an autocrat, especially if you might be able to give business to me, Russia and Saudi Arabia. Wink, wink, nod, nod. And of course, the international morals that the United States have stood for as the de facto economic, political, and moral leader of the country, of the world, since World War II and even before, that's gone completely down the drain. We've thrown it all out. And we've got to get rid of this guy, and every Republican that is not wholeheartedly against this whole thing, we need to get rid of them too.